has a disorder, there is sleeping disorder. All these things are under mental health issues. Can we now see the difference? That your emotional health has to do with the way you see yourself. If I don't see myself as up to your standard, you know that to relate with you might be a problem, because I'll be feeling inferior to you. I don't see myself as up to your standard. That is emotional. That is the way I see myself, the way I feel about myself, my self-esteem. But it is different from when I am now depressed or when I am full of anxiety. It is very different. External things can make me feel depressed, you know, but emotional health has to do with your own view about yourself.
Yeah. That's it's now an enlightenment too on my own part, because before we always model them up emotions and mental health. Sometimes, okay, like you said, depression is an example of mental health.
Yes, it is.
If I say I'm depressed, I might say it's because of my emotions.
You can say it is because of emotion, but at the same time there are external issues that can make you feel depressed.
Yeah, sure.
Like the loss of a loved one.
Okay.
You can refuse to come out of that sadness.
Okay.
Let me just tell us what depression is.
Okay, yes.
Depression is a persistent, I want you to mark those keywords, is a persistent feeling of sadness, feeling of lowness, you know, that feeling depressed is always being moody, feeling low, and to lose interest in every other activity that has hitherto before then interested you. And this has a way of affecting our lives. Depression, I said, is a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest in activities. And this has a way of affecting our lives.
Okay, it has a way of affecting. Then what causes depression?
There are a number of things that can cause depression. Like you already stated, that it means that the way my emotions can make me depressed. It's true. Low self-esteem can cause depression. I know you will still ask me why. Loss of a loved one can cause depression. A break in relationship can cause depression. Financial instability and all that. You know, there are some people that have been very rich before. God forbid that something that happens, they lost all their wealth. It can cause depression. That you refuse to bounce back again. So a number of factors can cause, even there are some drugs that causes depression. Yes, there are some drugs that causes depression. Maybe a persistent use of it. You know, most times when we just use drugs, we don't like to look at we don't like to read the leaflet. We don't like to even read the side effects. There's no drug that does not have its own side effects. You'll be surprised, some of them they will write it. You just be feeling down and not just feeling yourself. And if you continue and if it is unfortunate that you have to use those drugs for a long time, my dear.
Just like I know that cough syrup causes drowsiness.
Okay.
You get tired, you get weak, you won't be able to do things. So like every drug like that has
yes, it does. I've taken there was a time that I was quite sick. I went to the hospital. The drug, I don't know whether it was the injection or the drug. I felt worse than I entered the hospital. Wow. I was not just feeling myself. I was not feeling as if I was here on this earth. And I had to ask the doctor. He said this is a part of the effect and everything. I said, please, from now on, I had to stop. So there are some drugs that also cause depression.
Okay, so what are the signs and symptoms of depression?
The symptoms of depression are, number one, like I said, loss of interest in activities. If you have been the bubbly type before now, and all of a sudden you are not even interested, you are not interested in talking, you are not interested in coming to the radio, so you just lost interest, you don't want. That is one of the major signs of depression. Also, I said sleep disorder. You are sleeping too much, or you are sleeping too less, or you are having restless sleep. You know, there are some people, you sleep, but if anything just happens, like you are awake quickly. Also, weight gain or weight change. Maybe weight gain or loss in weight. No, there are symptoms.
Okay.
There are symptoms. You know, there are things that you will see in a person and you say, hope this person is not battling. So, you know, generally, when you see somebody that was maybe a little bit big and the person is just slimming down, normally the first thing you are kilo, what are you thinking about? Are you okay? So all those, there are so many symptoms of depression, but I'm just going to mention those ones.
I want to take us back to the general knowledge of mental health before we leave that side. Can mental health determine the way we perceive ourselves? Can it affect self-perception?
Can mental health affect self-perception, or can self-perception affect
mental health? Wow.
Can you see the way they are related now? Yes. I told us, I said somehow mental health and they are related. It's just that one is more encompassing
than the other.
The way you see yourself can definitely affect the way can make you depressed.
Okay.
You know, like I say, if I see myself as a no good, you know, not doing well, I'm in society misfit, you know, people don't even accept me, they don't value me, I'm not adding anything. It can make me go back to my shell. It can make me feel sad. Can you see depression certainly? And it can even make me lose interest. It happens a lot. Even all these what they call these sports personalities, maybe they have been so used to winning, and the day they lose and people boo them, they can easily just go back to their shell that, look at me, I'm not even doing it, people don't love me anymore, people don't, because human beings, we are naturally social in nature. Exactly. Human beings are created to relate with others. So many times we get our value from other people, you know, from other people. So when you see that people are not giving you the needed feedback, they are not giving you positive feedback about yourself, it will now make you to see yourself less. And when you begin to see yourself less, sadness sets in. Loss of interest in activities sets in. You become easily irritated. At everything. You become unnecessarily angry. You know, you don't concentrate again. You feel empty, and all these things are symptoms of what? Of depression. So self-perception, I'm changing your question now. Self-perception can lead one to mental illness.
And then talking about self-perception, and talking about depression and every other mental issue, can they be hereditary?
Yes.
Like it's a line of.
Yes. It
can.
Yes.
So how can we avoid it if it's hereditary?
It can be. In fact, I was really surprised when I heard that it can. It can very well. There is actually what they say is that it's genetic. It's genetic. Nature. I remember when I was during my master's program, my lecturer told us about how these things, how we can get them even from while we were in our mother's womb. Let me give you an instance. If you see a child that when the mother was pregnant with the child, his parents or her parents were all loving, that together, you know, the father always cared for the mother, always taking care of the mother, and all that. The mother got the needed love and attention from both her spouse and family and everything. Watch it. Try to observe. That child will come out being a happy child. They feel it. But if, let's say, you are a pregnant woman, you know there are some pregnant women that their husband will still beat them, even if their husband don't beat them, their in-laws hate them, or they are doing one hectic job or the other, they are not even happy in themselves. You will see that by the time that child, I've seen one, at least that's why I can say it confidently, the person will become out moody. The person may even come out having mood swings. It's from when he was small. It's not as if maybe anything happened to him externally. It's from when the mother even the mother was not a happy pregnant person, so the child too cannot come out being happy.
Wow, that's an eye opener. That mental. Okay, I've not asked this question, but I want to ask before we go on this break now. Examples of mental health issues aside depression and anxiety that you mentioned. What other examples do we have?
Of mental health issue, I've talked about anxiety disorder. I've talked about mood disorder, which is depression. I also mentioned eating disorder. Okay. I talked about sleep disorder. Okay. There's psychotic disorder too, and all those other scientific ones. And there's substance abuse disorder.
Yes, I think that is more prevalent. I don't want to use more prevalent, but it is prevalent, like for.
It is becoming popular.
Yes.
Many times because when you ask people that are doing drugs why they are doing drugs, many times they'll say they want to feel high. That means they were low. and we know that the place of depression is the place of lowness, so loneliness. So that means they were low, so they usually do it to feel high.
Wow. Okay, we are still on to iFresh Radio Ibadan. If you are just joining us, we've been speaking with OyinCounsels and we're talking about mental health issues, we're talking about emotions. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
This is High Praise Radio Ibadan, your online gospel radio in Nigeria. God bless you as you listen. This is High Praise Radio Ibadan, your online gospel radio in Nigeria. God bless you as you listen.
Beats by SV.com.
Purchase your track.
Yeah, welcome back to the program. This is iFresh Radio. That is if you're just joining us, and the program on air is Midweek Show. We'll be speaking about mental health issues. We'll be speaking about emotional health issues, and I'll be doing this with OyinCounsels. If you are just joining us, we established the fact that mental health issues is different from emotions. Now, the emotions has to do with how you feel, how you think people perceive you, and then mental health issues has to do with depression, anxiety, and the likes. I also want to ask you, OyinCounsels, if you check the statistics now, you discover that I don't want to say you discover, but you see that depression affects women more than men. Why is that?
I'm happy at this question.
Okay.
And I'm going to give us real life examples. Do you know that, or do you notice that men, they talk to themselves more, they keep their secrets more? Do you notice than women? See, the truth of the matter is that the truth of the matter is that men men talk. They might not be talkative, but men talk. When they have issues at home, they talk to themselves, and they always cover. Let me digress a little. There was one program that one comedian did, and they were just trying to prank people, he and his wife. So he and his wife will call, but he will be the one. The wife will be the one to call his friend, the husband's friend, and that's her. My husband said he's coming to your place. So what happened? I've been trying to reach him. His number is not going. The friend will now be like, okay, it's true. He told me that he's coming. He said he was going to branch. The friend will cover up for the friend, the other, you understand? And later, immediately, not knowing that they are together, that they were pranking him, he will now call his friend. Oh boy, where you dey now? Oh boy, how far now? Your wife don't call me. Try call her now. Try control her. No. But if it is a woman, Are you serious? You didn't come to my own place, so maybe she has started one of her. I told you that your wife is, you will just spoil the woman. It's almost unpopular for women to cover up women the way men cover up men. So now I'm going back to your question.
It happens though, it happens.
It is not popular. I'm telling you, women, we are our own enemies. Maybe because of competition and all that. Okay, now back to your question. Why is it more prevalent? One of the issues that is causing depression in women is marital. I'm a counselor and I know what I hear and what I see. Many times when a man gets married to a woman, he may not even have problem from the mother-in-law's side. There's no, all the mother wants is that my daughter is doing well in her home. She does not bother the husband. But very likely, the man's parents and family will give the woman problem.
Yes.
And that is most time what causes depression. In fact, it causes anxiety, that when you hear that your sister-in-law is coming or your mother-in-law is coming, you start sweating in your palm. Immediately you feel like going to toilet. You know, when nobody is coming to kill you, but you know that even you don't know that when there are a lot of things inside me that I want to say. You will see some mother-in-law that they will be laughing with their daughters-in-law like this, but behind they will go and do. Some mother-in-law will be competing with their daughter-in-law, you know, as if they never ever wanted their son to get married. And it is not possible for you to sleep with your son, and you will not allow him to live the life. You don't know what another trend is, that some mothers-in-law will make sure they have one of their own in the son's family to be serving as mirror, and this thing has destroyed a lot of marriages. So the woman is not at peace. Secondly, when the woman is not at peace, let's say she now has somewhere to go and say out everything that is inside her, or somebody to talk to, you know, like they say, a problem shared is half solved. You know, it will be better. But when she now goes to meet her fellow woman and say, Olaitan, look at all that is happening to me, blah 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 blah, instead of that one to now keep her secret as a sister or pray for her, the one will now start carrying the gist all about. So the woman now prefers that, let me just keep quiet, let me die in silence. In fact, do you know, there was a woman that came to me and said, what do you do? Okay, I went for a service with her. She now charged me. I said, don't worry, when you come to my own service, I will charge you too. He said, what do you do? I said, I'm a counselor. He said, so if I now come and meet you, you will know all my secrets. So people are afraid of sharing their secrets so that other people will not, so that they will not hear it outside. That is why it's looking like women they are experiencing all these mental health issues more. If I go to the streets, women are crazier. You find more mad women outside than men. By the time you move from Oyo to Ibadan, you will just see some women walking on the road and talking to themselves. Because they've lost it. There's no one to talk to. The husband is there not cooperating. The family-in-law is there not, you know. And
is it that they have no one to talk to, or that they are scared of sharing their problems? Before
one can be scared, it means that thing has happened to you before, or you have seen somebody that it has happened to before. You know, you cannot just be scared like that. They've seen the way other women treat their fellow women. They've seen the way they carry people's story about, or maybe they've even tried to trust somebody and the person just disappointed them. Meanwhile, if it is my mother-in-law that is giving me issue, do you think I will trust another woman? There will be fear that if a woman can be doing this to a woman, then how am I safe?
Wow, that's a call to women. Actually, women helping women. If you are a woman out there and you're listening to me or you're watching me, try to be your sister's keeper. I'll put it that way.
Don't be another woman's problem.
Exactly.
An enemy.
Don't be another woman's problem and enemy. Help a sister, help your friend. If you know that something is not right, if you know that something is not good, lend a helping hand. Don't be a gossip, don't be a rumor monger. I think it's more prevalent too among women.
It is.
And that's why we don't like sharing our secrets to people. Like I do. I don't like sharing my issues with a friend that is a friend of a friend. like I am your friend and you're also a friend to one of my friends,
my-
it is likely that I don't talk to you. If I talk to you, it will be normal greeting, good morning, good afternoon, and then because I'm scared of, especially when I know you as a gossip, I'll keep it to myself. I prefer telling my male friend issues than telling my female folks. So it is a call to women. It's a call to women. I pray that we take this thing serious because it's a very serious issue.
It is.
It is very serious that women cannot help women. And then when I read it that it is more prevalent, that depression is more prevalent with women, then I asked why. Why is it that it is more prevalent in women?
Because
why should it be women?
sorry to cut you short, because every woman, most women, let me not say every woman, most women desire to marry. And you now find out that when you enter marriage, you one kind of excitement, like I'm entering another family, a bigger family where they will love me and everything. You now meet a different ball game entirely. Women are going through so many things that you find in a marriage. I find it very funny. A mother-in-law will be competing with her daughter-in-law. You find in a marriage that, let me give you another one that somebody shared with me. A daughter-in-law will be feeling all loving and all that, buy things for her mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law she will not appreciate it. In her mind, she'll be like, it's my son's money. If you like, let her buy heaven and earth. It's my son's money. Meanwhile, it is the woman's hard-earned money. She feels that I should not buy something for my mom without buying for my husband's mom. If I love my husband, then I should love his mom. And the woman will not appreciate it. And the woman will not even want her son's wife to have anything. You've not seen some mothers-in-law that will carry all the problem of the other siblings and put on the son. They say, kàkà kí ó máa ná owó yẹn fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ yẹn. You people should go and tell him all your needs. And they will now emotionally blackmail the man. If the man is trying to be considerate and all that, they say, oh, so if you know that you suck is this my bed that you suck, if you know that, that's what they used to get the man. They say, is it not because of your wife that you don't want to do this and that to help us anymore?
Wow, that's a lot. I want us to leave the issue of women because if we continue talking about it, we'll continue for the whole day.
Yes.
Our time will be up.
Purchase your tracks today.
OyinCounsels, what are the different forms of depression?
We have what is called major depression disorder.
Okay.
Major depression disorder means, just like the name, major. It must have, at least you must show like about 5 symptoms of depression, and it must happen consistently for like 2 weeks for them to diagnose that this is a major depression. Also, there is the persistent depression disorder. This one is milder. In fact, the thing might have entered somebody's system before they will know, because it must have happened to the patient for like 2 years. You see, and that's a very long time. If you are used to something for 2 years, you know it will have become part and parcel of the person before it can be diagnosed. It's a disorder. So that one is milder, but it is more chronic. Those are the 2 forms of personality of depression disorder that we have.
Okay, so how do we manage them, especially for someone who it has become a part of?
You know that, like they say, mental health is treatable.
Okay.
It's just like they always talk about cancer, that early detection, and this is where I'll go back to the fact that we must be our brother's keepers. When you see somebody changing and you know that this is not you, I have known you have never been an introvert, try, move closer, talk to the person. If there's a way you can get help for the person, get help for the person. So where I think that is the only way it can be diagnosed. You know, it's not as if there is a test kit to show that you are
This
having
person has
depression. It's just by those symptoms that you show that the health workers will start, health providers start asking, are you feeling that? When was the last time you always did that and all that? It's just those questions. Do you sleep well? Are you easily irritated? Or they will ask you all those questions, because when depression is not quickly or treated early, it will lead to more dangerous choices in life. That is when we talked about the substance use and all that. So, going to your question, how can it be treated? Was that not what you asked?
Yes. How can we manage it?
How can we manage it? Like I said, after we have detected it, then you can help that person to make better and healthier life choices. Exercise is one of, although they have medications, so there are scientific medical ways of addressing all those antidepressants and so on and so forth. They also use maybe meditations and acupuncture, that is alternative therapy. They use that. You can also see a therapist, like a counselor, because what we do as counselors, as psychological personalities, is that we use cognitive what we call cognitive behavioral therapy to correct it. You can see therapists, then you can by yourself choose healthier lifestyles. It is advisable that someone that is or has already fallen into depression is not in a dark place always. Light, there's what they call light therapy. There is something that light does. It brightens up everywhere, whether you like it or not. Let's say you've been in the dark all night and they just bring light. You know, there's a way you will do your eyes, and then your eye become used to it. It makes you see things better. It's called light therapy. Also, exercise. We cannot overemphasize what exercise does to the body. It helps you think. It brings you out of, you feel that you can do this. If I can do like 20 sit-ups, wow, okay, tomorrow, you have something to, there's always something to live for. There's something to look forward to. You can try to sleep better, eat healthier. And most importantly, stay around loving people. They might not be much, people that love you truly, they might not be as much as people who just want to backbite you. But even when they are not much, stay around them. No matter how it is, like I always say, no matter how bad you are, you must always have somebody that will stand with you. And no matter how good and everybody loves you, there will always be one person that does not. So find that one person that will always encourage you and give you reasons to live for. It is advised that outside speaking to counselors, you can also speak to religious people. Our pastors and all that. They have a way of talking to us and lifting us out of that mood and reminding us of God's promises to us. So basically, those are the ways that we can treat them.
Leaving depression, because I want us to talk on two major things today: depression and then anxiety. Do not forget that you can join this conversation. You can call the number 0703-314-5962. 0703-314-5962. Our phone line is open, so you can call us. And then if you want to drop a comment, you can drop a comment in the comment box under this video. And as well, if you want to send a text message, you can send your text messages only to 08164837779. 08164837779. That is for text messages only. We'll be speaking with OyinCounsels and we're talking about major mental health issues. We want to focus only today. We want to focus on depression and anxiety. So I want to bring everything to wrap at the tail end. We just completed talking about depression and we want to talk about anxiety. What really is anxiety? What causes anxiety?
Anxiety is also a mental illness.
Okay.
It is a mental illness whereby your anxiety takes over your whole life. Anxiety, at every point in time, we are anxious about something. Maybe you want to write an exam, you are going for an interview. Of course, you'll be anxious that what will I meet there, what will happen? But there are some people that this is their daily life. So when anxiety gets out of control, that it begins to affect the way you reason, the way you see things and all that, it is called anxiety disorder. It has come out of order, you know, and there are people that live their life like that. They are always stressed, they are always sweating in their palms, they are always jittery, you know, they are like that. You see that they need help. So that is just anxiety.
Okay, I have a question here from Mr. Bangladeshidrak on Facebook. He said, how can a child who is not with his dad, and his mother has remarried, but drop the boy with her mom, but now the boy has joined bad friends taking drugs, how can the boy be helped and reformed?
That is, the boy grew up with his dad and has gone to remarry.
The mom has remarried. I mean, I think the dad has remarried, but okay, let me read the question again. How can a child who is not with his dad, and mother has remarried, but drop the boy with her mom? Okay, that means the dad has remarried and the dad dropped the boy with his mom, but now the boy has joined bad friends taking drugs. How can that boy be helped and reformed?
The problem is not just about the boy, the girl, the mother, the everything. The problem lied with the boy.
Okay.
Why did I say that? There are people that are orphans. They don't have a father or a mother. They ended up staying with people and they made better life choices. That your parents are not together, it's not sufficient for you to make negative life choices, to go and join bad gangs, to go and start smoking Indian hemp. You are not the only one. You will not be the first, neither will you be the last. And the man has already answered the question by himself. Reformation. Of course, that boy,
how can he be reformed?
He needs to go to the rehabilitation home, because whatever it is that is done after, maybe they flush all those things out of his system, they ask him to stop, he still needs to go for rehabilitation, where they will be talking to them, they will be helping them see the futility in what he has done, and then they will replace that drug and all those things, that is energy towards them, they will replace it to other activities where they train them in. That's what they do in rehab home. So anybody that has done drugs or that is doing drugs will definitely need to go to the rehab for the long-term effects, because I know somebody that did drugs and they just spiritualized everything. You know, we know how to do that one very well in this part of the nation. So they spiritualized everything, they prayed, bind, cast. Okay, you say thank God this boy is no longer doing drugs. We cannot really know for sure, but he started showing other symptoms. In fact, he became suicidal. That is because he did not go to the rehab. That is because he still thinks about drugs. You get? He might not be doing the drugs for people to see. We don't even know, maybe he's doing it in the corner. Or even if he is not doing it in the corner, he has not found something to substitute that ill thought, that negative thought of going to do drugs in his head. You know, you always have to redirect your energy. Yes, they do that in the rehab. You have to redirect that energy, that thing that is making you to say you want to go and do that. You have to find another passion, redirect your energy to it, and you find out that you are now better at that thing. That's all those things they do at the rehab. Okay, so such a child must go to the rehabilitation.
I'm sorry for cutting you, but I think Mr. Gbangbade has explained further. Okay. He said the mother forcefully took the boy away from the father when he was young and dropped him with her mom. Okay, that means the mother dropped the boy with her own mother.
That is so. The boy grew up with his grandma.
Yes.
We are still saying the same thing. That now the problem is not just even with the people that he stayed with. I know that a lot might have happened while growing up. Maybe even the grandma didn't have time and all that. But growing up, you shouldn't now make your choices based on what has happened to you. I mean, they always say that you are not your past. isn't it? You might not be in control of your past. It's possible that you are not in control. But what about your present? What about your future? Who are you going to hold responsible for it? There are many of us that grew up. I grew up staying with people. I started staying with my mom when I'd already grown up and I already know what life is. So it's not enough reason for you to. I have a client that is an orphan, but now he's a top politician.
Wow.
And he was an orphan, stay from this person to the other person. Last week, somebody was discussing with me and telling me about a boy that lost his mom. The father remarried. So the person that the father remarried now started maltreating them. Okay, because of that, the boy did not still make any bad choice. So after the man now died, that is his father died, the boy became an orphan, isn't it? That's how this boy struggled. Stay with his wicked stepmother-in-law that did not send them to school or anything. This boy now saw that there's nobody to help him to go and learn trade or to go and learn skill or whatever, because the stepmother will not even follow him to go and sign anything. So the boy just looked for all those people in the neighborhood that ride bike and say, please, can you teach me how to ride bike? Please, I will learn, I will not cause you trouble. He learned how to ride bike. The one that had to gave him one to go and be, to be doing business. That's how they introduced him. He took one bike. And what I'm trying to say, all my long story is that this boy made something
for your own life.
You are
responsible for. So you should not say that because you are surrounded with circumstances that you should not let that bring you down. So you are responsible for your own life.
Don't let your father now start mocking your mother that shebi you came to take the child away from me. Now I can see what you are doing with the child. You should have left the child with me. You see, don't give your parents a bad name.
That's an eye opener. And I have another question here from Awedai Tayo. He said, does that mean being anxious shouldn't be a daily affair, or there is possibility of being positively anxious daily?
That means you have expectations daily. What I'm saying is, too much of everything we know is bad. Excess of everything is bad. Okay. Now, when you notice that on a daily basis you are being anxious, you have an anxiety disorder, you should watch out for it. Seriously. I know that there are expectations. I've already given us examples. For instance, if I have a 2 weeks exam in school, it is normal that on the first day I will be anxious. What will I expect? What will they say? But do you know, the day you take the first paper, you're like, is this all? Abi? Then it will just ginger you to read for the rest.
He is talking about positive anxiety now. He said, is there a possibility of being positively anxious?
It should. That is why it should tell us, because I don't see anything positive in anxiety. Seriously, me, I don't see anything positive in anxiety. The only positivity that you have in anxiety is that when you feel that when you are afraid of the unknown, you are worried about the unknown, it makes you prepare more. I think that is the only positivity in anxiety, because anxiety is just a normal fear of the unknown. I don't know what I'll meet at the other side. I'm traveling now, to when I get there, I hope they will not send me back. I hope they will not. It will not make you to prepare all your everything that they will ask for at the airport, isn't it?
Is that positive anxiety?
I said that is the positivity that I see in anxiety. Outside that, I don't see any positivity in anxiety, because anxiety drains you. I don't know if it has happened to you. When I'm anxious about something, I'll start sweating out my whole body. Immediately I will go to the toilet. I will not be normal. I will not be able to think normally again. Everything will just be disorganized and scattered. So which one is positive anxiety? Maybe you can explain to us.
Okay, Mr. Gwangwade is actually very serious about this boy. Then he asks again that how can this boy be helped and be formed?
I've said it. The boy should see a counselor, which will lead him to a rehabilitation home. We have rehabilitation homes. He can do his findings. We definitely need to go to the rehabilitation home. We need to stop spiritualizing everything. No. I'm really sorry to say, but until we learn to call a spade a spade. I have friends who did drugs. Maybe one of them will be listening to me, because he listened to me on Saturday. I have friends I was in my compound when I was in the university. I was surrounded with guys that smoke igbo, they will plant igbo in the compound. That is Indian hemp, isn't it? Marijuana. They did, and I asked them, why do you do? They have different reasons, and they told me the different level of highness that each drug, the level that marijuana will take you to is not the level that cocaine will take you to, and so on and so forth. But you need to see some of them, especially like this my friend that I'm talking about now. You need to see him. He has redirected that energy, and he's doing well in this digital training, he's doing very well. He now has a family with children. Meanwhile, you will see somebody that afterwards continue doing that drug till ran mad. So we need to call it. It's not spiritual. So it's omologo ni wọ́n fẹ́ kó rogo elo. Torí they now put cigar in his hand and marijuana. Is it the only omologo in the world? What about the omologo that are using their ogo? No, seriously.
Maybe because of our time, I want to ask this final question before I say my acknowledgements. How can depression and anxiety be avoided?
How can depression and anxiety be avoided? It is by going back it is by having knowledge. Okay, now I have knowledge of what depression is, and I don't want to ever be in that place. It is by building your own self, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. When you have all those things placed right, you will not see yourself even in that place. I mean, anybody that, if let's say one of the things that causes anxiety is that I want to go for an interview or something, you will prepare so that your confidence can be boosted, so that when you get there is no reason for being anxious. Okay, I've learned that depression is a place of sadness and loss of interest. I don't want to get to that point, so I surround myself with happy people. So you avoid those things by taking care of yourself. Eat well, balanced diet, don't feed on junks and all those things that will now make you start feeling bad about yourself, that you not fall sick. Sleep well, you know the number of hours that you need to sleep. Rest well when you need to rest. Then another thing, learn to say no. Many times we are the one that put ourselves in the place of anxiety.
But these things are not easy, like you're saying them.
They are not, but practice makes perfect. I'm not saying all of these things that you must do, but you must do the things that will help you feel good now. Like I said, you must learn to say no. Sometimes we put ourselves in a fix. Everything. Olaitan, can you do this? Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do. You now find out that you don't have enough time to do everything. You now feel sad that I have targets, I have deadlines to meet. You not be feeling all right. So self-care, value yourself. The Bible says, love yourself. Like love your neighbor as yourself. That means you have loved yourself first before you can now love your neighbor. So to get out of depression or to avoid depression or anxiety, love yourself enough to even build yourself. Self-development
is key to avoid depression and anxiety. And then you have established the fact that you have to take responsibility for yourself. The fact that you are going through a certain condition does not mean that you should be acting a certain way. You can choose to be positive. Even if friends are abusing you, even if they've said bad things about you, even if you have gossipers as friends, you should be positive at every point in time. I hope that we got this message. For as many people who joined us on this program, on our Facebook page, Damilola, Taufik Waipola, thank you, Bambaje Shedrack, my government teacher in secondary school, thank you very much, sir. Our dad entire Paul, Morenikeji, thank you very much. Alade Kashokpe Mujukpe Ola Wandiko, thank you very much for.
I also want to say that if you are going through any of these symptoms, you don't know who to talk to a counselor.
Okay.
Talk to OyinCounsels. We are always here.
Okay, you can talk to OyinCounsels if you have any issue about mental or emotional health. Can you give out your number, ma'am?
Okay, yes. 070
Okay.
26 53 8039.
Can you repeat that?
070 26 53 8039. You can call us, you can do WhatsApp with us. We are always there to answer you. Then on our social media platform at OyinCounsels, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at OyinCounsels. Thank you.
Okay, do not forget that you can also join OyinCounsels on iFresh Radio every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. And then I know that, I trust that if you have any issues, she will be ready to handle it with you. Also, Ayodele Rebecca, thank you very much for joining me today. I have done this today with Moyo Oluwa Oluwani and my studio manager, Minister Oshiba. For as many people who have contributed, we say thank you. And I also want to appreciate my guest, Mr. OyinCounsels. Thank you very much for being on the program. Until next week, when our midweek show comes again, it is me that you meet, and I know that you would miss me. Also, do not leave iFresh video today. A Sound of Worship comes up at exactly 1 p.m. After that, there are a lot of programs for you to listen to and to enjoy. For you to listen to us live, you should download the app from Google Play Store or log on to our website www.ifreshradio.com. If you also want to know about everything that we do here, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms. On our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, our YouTube channel, and also on our Instagram page, all at iFresh Radio Ibadan. Also join me again tomorrow on Morning Dew at 9:30 to 10 a.m. Thank you very much for joining me today. Until then, I am Olaitan. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm looking back 100-fold. The land is green.
Overcome it,
This is High Praise Radio Ibadan, your online gospel